Another composition, but we're going to be a little bit more cautious with the domain. Alright, so let's start off with this g of f of x over here. We'll do it in blue. And we're going to do g evaluated at this f of x function. And since we're plugging into g is the square root of, and then we'll plug in for the x and leave the plus 3. And then the f function is just this x minus 5. Now, when you're doing the domain of a composition, the first thing you do is you stop right here and you look at the domain of what you just plugged in. Well, since this is a polynomial, I know that we're going to be talking about all real numbers for the domain of just the green piece there. And then we have to worry about the domain at the very end, and then do a combination of the two of them to come up with the whole domain, an intersection. Alright, so let's just simplify a little bit more. This becomes the square root of x minus 2. Now, to find the domain of a square root function, you take what's underneath, the x minus 2, and you want to make sure that it's a positive number. And to write positive in math, we're going to do this greater than or equal to 0. So here the domain is all numbers that happen to be greater than or equal to 2. So the domain of this new function, being a combination, intersection of those two, since that one's all reals, it's all going to be restricted by the second one. So the domain here is going to be from positive 2 off to infinity. Alright, now for the part B, this one here, f of g of x, we're going to be doing f evaluated at this g of x, and f looks like this, x minus 5, so we'll have something minus 5. And inside we're going to be plugging in this g of x. And g of x, of course, is the square root of x plus 3. Alright, now there's not much simplification you can do here. There's no way of combining these two. So the final answer for this whole problem is just going to be the square root of x plus 3 and then minus 5. Now be careful you don't draw that line too long, because then it'll look like it's all under the square root. Just the x plus 3 is. And for the same reason as this one up here, what's underneath the square root has to be positive, so we'll just go off to the side and say, well, x plus 3 has to be greater than or equal to 0, so x has to be greater than or equal to negative 3. Oops. So the domain of this thing, this f of g of x, is going to be from negative 3 to infinity. And that's it.